Yoga has been part of my life for the last 30 years, and I cannot live without yoga. If I have to rush to school, if I have important things to do, I will do at least 20 minutes, 15 minutes of breathing exercises, which I will show you afterwards. So, yoga began in India somewhere between 8,000 to 6,000 years ago, BC. So it's a long time. But the first documents were recorded around 1,200 to 1,600 before Christ. And the author is Patanjali. He wrote his Yoga Sutras. Yoga or Hatha Yoga means to join. A means the sun and Ta means the moon. It's like you're yin and yang. You have to combine these two forces. Yoga is also linked to a very ancient Indian philosophy called Samkhya. And this Samkhya has two principles. One is nature, which is called Prakrit, and the other is your soul. So in their philosophy, nature and the soul are eternal. They coexist. One cannot live without the other. So nature, the world, the universe is eternal, and your soul is eternal. Right? This is one aspect of their philosophy. Yoga is also atheistic. Atheistic, it means we as yogis, we don't believe in an external God. Because, as I have mentioned previously, nature is something which is outside of oneself. And nature is mechanical. It's not as intelligent as we are. So they say God must not be outside in the universe because the universe is mechanical. It must be somewhere within ourselves because we are intelligent human beings of the universe. Maybe we're not the only ones, but we are certainly intelligent human beings. So God must lie within ourselves. And we must find this God, this Tao. In India they call him Brahma, they call him Krishna. There are many names. I also call him the Tao because I'm also a fervent Taoist. But again, to know the truth, which in India is called Satya, one must have discipline. And so yoga has 8 rules to follow. 1 to 8, I will enumerate them. The first one is called yama, or abstention. You cannot do harm to people, no violence. You cannot lie, no lying. You must always speak the truth. You cannot steal, no stealing in yoga. You must have continence. Continence, I will maybe elaborate that subject later on. It means no large amount of sexual intercourses. That's continence. You must be pure within yourself and purity in your body. And no possessions. Because if you are extremely wealthy, if you are very rich, what happens? Your mind will be focused on money, on wealth, on power. And you must, as a yogi, one must concentrate on yoga, on the Tao. So you must choose whether you're concentrating on the Tao or on your wealth. The second call is called niyama, or observances. You must be pure, it's purity. Contentment, you must be satisfied with what you have. austerities, sacrifices. You must study. In my case, I've studied Buddhist philosophy, I've studied Hindu philosophy, a lot. My book, as you well know, is the I Ching. I've been studying the I Ching for 30 years. So a yogi must get involved, must study holy books. Because if you do get acquainted with holy books, you are purifying your mind, right? But it's not easy. And also at the end, you must surrender to the Tao. The Tao is your master. He is your supreme